Yeah.
I have three things I want to say thank you. I have an old question and I have a new question. So everything we said here, it resonated with me so much.
Right.
I learned to accept that I also have bad days and that things sometimes, that I'm not on my highest point.
So we're just going to interrupt as we play here together because we know you can hold your place. So a good calibrating technique is to, once you offer a word like bad days, to then find some softer ways of saying that, like bad feeling days or bad feeling moments in those days or contrasting moments in those days or opportunities to calibrate in those days. You see what we're getting at? Did you feel how it got softer and softer? And with each interest in softening it from bad to occasionally bad to bad feeling rather than bad, the train slows, the momentum slows, and then those things like that come less frequently and stay shorter times.
And that's what happened. It was always getting shorter and shorter, and I told myself, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
See where I am, see what I manifested in between. And then the bad days weren't that bad anymore. It was really amazing.
Well, it's all relative, isn't it? Because the more you calibrate to this frequency of your inner being, the less you can stand it when you get off that point. Sometimes people say, why are you throwing such a fit over such a little thing? Well, it doesn't feel like a little thing to me because my life usually goes perfectly.
Exactly, yeah.
Which you bring us to maybe the most essential conversation that we will have in the whole time that we are together in these 2 days. And that is, it doesn't matter anybody else's standard of bad or good feeling is irrelevant. It's only the relationship between how you felt and how you feel. The calibrating is only about your emotions. Humans want to make it about how everybody's feeling. But that just makes you nuts because you can't calibrate for them. You can't align for them. You can't attract for them. You can influence through your beingness once you are really demonstrating alignment and the happiness that must be there before the manifestations happen. And then others start witnessing the manifestations and making some sense of that happy person is manifesting these things. Then you can influence others, but it's not your job and it isn't why you came. You are a natural uplifter. But if you can leave others out of the equation, it's easier for you to notice. It's like if someone has some physical discomfort, this is our encouragement to them. Put yourself in a comfortable position, try your best to quiet your mind, do some breathing, and then focus upon how you're feeling physically, because physical sensations are just stronger manifestations of emotional states of being. And then we say, so notice how you feel, acknowledge it, isolate it and acknowledge it. And then just take some deep breaths while you are continuing to lie there. And then ask yourself in about a minute, do I feel a little better? Or do I feel a little worse? Or do I feel about the same? And for a while, you'll say about the same. But if you stay there, even for as short as 5 or 10 minutes, you'll start acknowledging, I feel a little better, because your ability to perceive with precision the state of feeling in your body will improve every single time. There is not one exception to that. And so as you stick with it, you're allowing more and allowing more and allowing more. Now, we think that our conversation about your physical body being in pain and playing that game was easier for you to hear than when we say, I have emotional pain and I'm going to lie here and breathe and see if my emotion feels a little better. Because, get ready for it, we've never said this before. Because the more divergent you are from your natural state of wellness, the more obvious it is any incremental improvement, the more obvious it is. It's like the ceiling leaks on the floor, makes a big puddle. Wipe it up with a mop or a towel. Obvious to notice the improvement. But when every degree of moisture has left the room so that they can paint that again, that's a higher frequency vibration. Do you see what we're getting at? In other words, the things that are manifested are a bulkier vibration than the things that are in the vortex. So the things that don't feel good that are manifested are a bulkier vibration, which means, and this is the part we haven't said to you before, which means it's easier to discern improvement. But because you're impatient and you want all the improvement, you don't let the improvement keep happening until you're trending all the way into what you want. Does that make sense to you? Didn't make sense. So here, let's go again. As your interest is in feeling better, and you are willing to give yourself enough time in this moment to actually acknowledge that through the power of your focus, you do feel better, now you've got it. And once you've got it once, you can apply it to every single thing again. If you've got some negative emotion going on, and it feels so normal to you, because you've had that habit for a long time, and so did those before you and those before you, so it's just normal to feel like this. You might not have any awareness of it. It's just sort of like the way you feel. But once you acknowledge that, oh, wait, there's something off here, and you do something about calibrating to something that feels better, and then you're able to associate the improved manifestations with the improved emotional state of being, now you've got it.
I can go further.
And on any subject. Some of them are harder than others.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that is off limits. There is nothing that cannot be improved. There is nothing that cannot go all the way to everything that you've dreamed of. But here's the one thing we have to own up to. It can go to everything that you've dreamed of so far, but you're going to keep asking for more. So that's why we're asking you to accept your eternal incompletion or evolution or expansion or beingness.